Hi, Curslings. Today we are talking about the Resilient Jenkins. But before we get into the latest head-shaking worthy post from Miss Stephanie Thompson, I feel like I owe you an apology. I feel like I have fallen so behind on content and I feel really bad about it. I still have part 2 of the couples counseling lawn therapy video, whatever that was, sitting on my editor, and I haven't had the energy to work on it. Plus several other videos that have frustratingly, at least for me, fallen to the wayside. As some of you may already know, I've been dealing with some health stuff the last few weeks, which means I've been spending a lot of time offline, getting a lot of rest, and just doing a lot of reading. So much reading. I'm on my 6th book of the month. Long story short, something is wrong with my kidneys. And I'm not super eager to deal with it, but I kind of have to deal with it, possibly more now than before, depending on how some stuff shakes out this week. I realize that is super cryptic sounding, but there's just a lot of stuff up in the air at the moment, and I don't really have a lot of answers right now. Fun! I know, it's... All this to say, I feel bad that I've been just so behind on everything. I feel like I've been constantly in a state of catch-up, and with especially the Resilient Jenkins, it's just been a relentless, non-stop train wreck. So I just want you to know that I truly appreciate all of you and your patience and your understanding. It's meant the world to me. But enough of the gushy stuff. Okay, let's get into it. Yesterday, Ms. Thompson had the bright idea to make this video where she stated in the video caption in a barely legible font, all proceeds from this video will go to helping feed hungry families in Gaza. Explaining what's going on in the world, with a capital W, right now is not right. And while I can't change the world, I sure can make a video dedicated to bringing support to those who are suffering. Please stay and watch. Not particularly good with words, you don't say. But I can't sit back and do nothing when God gave me a voice to use on these platforms. Great. Wonderful. In the description on Facebook, Stephanie would elaborate further, writing with the measured strokes of a caveman, why choose a cooking video for the chase? Seems heartless. Or is it a tactical move on my part? Known greed and hate spreads daters than love on social media, it's been on my heart for weeks now to say something. But Lord knows I'm not good with wording things in an effective manner that would draw the attention this topic deserves. Deep breath from the run-on sentence. There is familes starving and dealing with loss daily. We cannot stay quiet. I pray God uses this video on all my platforms to generate support I can return back to those who are in need. Hashtag Free Palestine, hashtag Gaza famine, hashtag support, hashtag hotel life, hashtag Mama 5, even though only 4 of those kids are even hers. Now, listen, I'm all for charity. Obviously, of course I'm for charity. I am all about helping the hungry and the less fortunate, and I support anyone doing that. In my opinion, fill your boots. But this is performative bullshit of the highest order, especially coming from someone who is literally homeless, living in a motel with 5 children in a single room, with a deadbeat who only just got a job because the courts made him. And then to rope God into it, as per usual, heinous, especially when Stephanie's beloved Bible literally discourages bragging about being charitable. You know, for someone who's so supposedly pious, Stephanie really doesn't seem to understand piety. For example, we have Corinthians 13:4, which states love does not boast. Depending on the version, love might be swapped for the word charity. So, in other words, true charity is humble and does not seek to draw attention to itself. Then there's also Matthew 6:1-4. Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets to be honored by others. When you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father, who art in heaven, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. In other words, be humble, bitch. Or just for funsies, just for a little zest, how about Timothy 5:8? Anyone who does not provide for their relatives, and especially for their own household, has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. Yeesh. Seems like even God frowns on neglecting your own family, but I digress. We're not here for Bible study, thank God, but the point stands. Stephanie's performative Christianity and attention-seeking charity work is a new low for her. Apparently, we're going for gold with this particular swan dive into the 7 circles of hell. It's certainly not the Summer Olympics event that I was expecting anyways. Understandably, folks were pissed. So Stephanie did what she always does. She doubled down, following up with this Facebook post, writing, "Should I let the fear of your opinions stop me from speaking on something that needs all the awareness possible? No. In fact, your opinions only fuel more attention on the topic, so go on about your way. My intentions and actions speak for themselves." Well, I'll give her that. She's not wrong. Her intentions do tend to speak for themselves. She just doesn't like admitting it. The opinions that spread to make my intentions seem otherwise are just opinions, not facts. Remember, kindness costs nothing. Opinions are not facts. Well, no doy. But also, most of our so-called opinions are based on facts. Whoa! Including things that Ms. Thompson here has literally posted to this here, the public internet. What? Tell us, Stephanie, how should we feel about a homeless, neglectful mom raising money for Gaza 2 years into the conflict, right around the time she's losing control of DS and probably the entire narrative? This whole house of cards, well, motel, is about to come crashing down. It's almost like Stephanie's trying to shift the narrative and attention, especially when just 2 weeks ago she started a GoFundMe to raise money for a lawyer to better her kids' lives or something. I don't know. That was also bullshit. Weird. Why not just make a quiet donation if your so-called intentions and actions are actually pure? Also, shout out to this person who commented under Stephanie's second post with, "It's also free to be mean." So, as for the multiple typos of the original post, Stephanie would explain it away in the comments, writing, "My toddler was jumping on me while writing. I'm a normal, busy mom." Okay, could you not have just waited to do this then? She also commented a correction, which only managed to barely clarify that she's rage baiting, I guess. Writing, "Why choose a cooking video for the cause seems heartless?" Yeah, that's still illegible. "Or is it tactical knowing greed and hate spreads faster than love on social media?" Yeah, this is definitely rage bait. She's such a pious Christian woman, eh? Lord. Then there's the subscriber-only post that Stephanie made a few days ago, where Stephanie wrote, "I don't get it. I question daily. How can a judge give me orders to follow when I'm not even in the courtroom?" Say it with me, curslings. Because he's not your kid. The judge has treated me like a voiceless pawn in this situation, giving no regards to my position in this situation, writes the narcissist. "It makes me feel helpless, and that's a bad feeling. I'm never able to make it to the court dates because I don't want mandated reporters around my children. Drew has to go alone because I'm with the children, and taking a bus there is too much work, I guess. Things get said about me. Oh, the humanity. Exhibits get brought up. Oh, and I don't even get to stand there and have a side on." What's the side, by the way? You being an asshole to the mother of a child you don't have a legal right to? Okay. Drew is not the one who can even put things into words. Did Stephanie just call Drew Jenkins a moron? No wonder he's keeping his options open. Allegedly. It's debilitating, staying behind every time, knowing he could do so much better with my support in the courtroom. AKA, he'll say what I told him to say and not fuck it up, because we all know that he doesn't actually want to fight to keep the kid.
I don't like when you talk about how you wouldn't try to keep Day.
It's gotta be against my rights that it's happening this way. Again, say it with me, curslings. He's not your kid. You don't have any legal rights to him. Lord, please, my heart is aching. Our child is in the middle of this and doesn't deserve all the confusion. Please, God, make all this make sense. Guide us through this difficult time and bring us to the other side where everyone is healed and the journey of hurt and confusion is over. Lady, God has already been doing that. You're just not willing to let go and let it happen. Again, say it with me, curslings. He's not your kid. Now, if you think that was bad, well, let me blow your mind with even more, because a few weeks ago, Arlita read one of the text messages that Stephanie decided with her big ol' smooth brain to send to Desiree. Oh yeah, there were others. And in this one, Stephanie crossed yet another boundary when it came to Desiree referring to herself as DS's mommy. According to Stephanie, that was going against the child's quote-unquote timing.
Deshaun was hesitant to see you again. If you're open to it, he can call you and he can discuss with you on the phone if he feels like seeing you again today. I understand the meeting time is at 12, but I'm not sure if he wants to go at all. Another thing, maybe actually attempt to ease into this. You sending messages saying mommy loves you when he doesn't even see you as a mom is not respecting his timing at all. If you're actually cared to start his relationship up positively, you would try to work with Deshaun's timing. This bitch, I'm about to be pissed. I want to throw hands now. Just because I'm not able to make it to the court meetings doesn't mean I don't hold any relevance in the matter. Bitch, you don't.
And then she wonders why people don't like her. Gee, I wonder why. In my opinion, this Facebook post and all the posts before it and the text messages that she sent to Desiree are just forms of control. Just pathetic, narcissistic attempts to maintain control over DS and by extension, Drew. Because that's what this all boils down to. Stephanie's fear that she will end up dealing with a deadbeat just like Arlita and Desiree. And Bestie's got main character syndrome. There ain't no way she's gonna end up just another baby mom. Worse, though, I think, is that Stephanie's afraid that she's going to end up all alone. And she would rather live the way she currently is than ever consider being alone with her own thoughts, or shouldering the blame instead of redirecting it onto everyone but herself. So we do this instead. Makes sense to me. Anyway, that's it for me. I want to thank everyone for liking, commenting, and subscribing with a big thank you to my mods and members. As always, you guys are rad, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!